What is this? Episode 22? I'm drinking OG V8. Current task is to simply rebuild my wealth. Using any means necessary, without lapsing on my dedication to lawful good ideals. Or neutral good with lawful tendencies. Whatever the situation demands.
Ну рассказывай, я весь внимание.
Blink 182.
Эй, сталкер, с чем пожаловал?
Mummer? What if his name was Mumbler? Well, got the best 9x39 rifle. I might use this on my AK-102. Plenty of monolith patches. Let's see if I can do something with those. SG-550, good taste. Duty ones. I have a homework assignment for anyone interested. Do some research on Vladimir Putin's connection with the occult. Now, you might not believe, as I do, that Putin is the so-called chief prince of Meshech, prophesied by Ezekiel. But even if you don't believe what I believe, and by the way, as it is with Morpheus, my beliefs do not require you to, at least you probably understand that practicing sorcery, divination, and witchcraft is dangerous. It allows demons into your life and into your mind. And this war in Ukraine is Satan-inspired. There's no doubt in my mind who the real architect is. Aleister Crowley, in his time, called Hitler out as a black magician. Crowley himself was a practitioner in both white and black magic. He referred to himself as the Beast 666, which was indicative of his pretentiousness. The beast is the Roman Empire, and the number 666 represents the Roman Empire. Not the geographic location of Rome, but Rome as an ideology of imperialism. Well, I'm going to haul a bunch of this stuff back to Rostock. Leave the duty patches, I only have one. Gotta remember to remind myself of that. Offload the pistol ammo, prioritize the rifle ammo. Well, I've put this back in there, so... Well... This episode probably won't be very exciting. I don't know for sure. I'm not guaranteeing anything at this juncture. There, 79.1. Putin's spiritual advisor, Alexander Dugin, is a known practitioner of black magic. Putin himself is a big fan of numerology, a devotee of numerology, which is a form of divination, which is another word for sorcery. Too many Christians nowadays view Putin as a champion of Christian nationalism. He's neither Christian nor a nationalist. He's a pagan imperialist. And by praising him, you're committing heresy. And you're spitting in the eyes of Ezekiel. Alright. I'm going to try not to focus on that too much. Should I be using a gaming channel to proselytize these sorts of messages? Does that sort of thing even matter? If the message is the important thing. Tucker Carlson is out there acting as the mouthpiece of Magog, proselytizing false doctrine in the name of a principality that Christians are commanded to rebuke. Ezekiel 38, verse 2. I can't help noticing that those who prefer to argue against flesh and blood, rather than arguing against powers and principalities, are more prone to fall under Putin's spell. I have no doubt that his invoking of the black arts has something to do with that. has something to do with so many people supporting him in the West. In complete defiance of what the Bible says. Save the good stuff for later. I got into a debate with some guy on Facebook who was Christian and pro-Putin. I called him a heretic and a whore. He just laughed in the form of an emoji. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually was laughing, though. He won't be laughing for too long, though. Ezekiel 39, verse 4.
Какие новости, Сталкер?
Freedom and Duty would join forces against Magog and should join forces against Monolith. Oh, excellent. That's a bit less than I was expecting. Usually for 8 patches, he'd pay me about 9,000 if I recall. That's a decent enough amount. And he still pays the best for patches. I think I'm one... I have 7 on me. Do I have any in storage? I think I have a few in storage. I think I have 4 of them in storage. Let's see. If I do, let's see if he pays as well as Veronin for them. I'm predicting that he won't. I'm predicting that... Still, I'll take what I can get, but I'm predicting that he'll pay less than 8,000 for 8 patches.
Да ты рассказывай, с чем...
Oh! That might be even better, we'll see. I'll take that to the professor.
Спокойно. Чем могу помочь, Сталкер?
I will do that.
Эх, без музыки и
Easy
радости
money.
нет. Здорово.
I'll try to use the MP5 SD6.
Какие новости, Сталкер?
Don't feel like collecting those. I think I have one of those. Yeah, I have multiples of Chimera Claws and Chimera Horns. By the way, the Russian people aren't the villains. It's the Russian state.
Чего расскажешь хорошего?
And all of these occult forces that are in collusion with that state. Bit less than I was expecting for a chimera part. I think the horns are more valuable than the claws. Oh, the Dark Valley isn't far, but I don't really feel like going there. Aggro Prom, I could do that. Don't feel like going to Cordon. How about Garbage? Tour guide. Well, now they're all Cordon. Some top-tier stuff. Top-tier stuff here. By the way, this is better than this. So, always favor rifles that have this camo pattern. 17134. Or +1, -7, +1, -34. The higher damage is due to the fact that the LR300 in this configuration has an 11.5-inch barrel, so you lose some ballistic performance. Well, what a clear sky. I'll probably be going to Yantar. I forget what this thing's destination is. Of course, it would be some guy stuck in some in-between place. It looks like he could be heading toward Garbage. Then again, he could be stuck in limbo. And by the way, there are situations where if you do this and fast travel to an NPC's location when they're stuck in limbo, you'll end up in limbo too. But you can just as soon use fast travel to get out of there. Why is he just standing there? I needed to resupply on food and water. Eat the enemy's lunch. Just like in Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which rightly portrayed Nazis as occultists.
Проходи, не задерживайся.
Подходи, сталкер. Это как ты устроен. Сейчас туда нельзя. Привет, дорого. Рассказывай. Здорово. I can do a few things in agroprom. Plus I had some stuff to retrieve from the radar forest. Pretty sure I have several of these. Another someone named Gangrene. Oh, I'll go ahead. And... see what messages I might have missed, if they're important. I'm already going down on the leaderboard. Was 182, now I'm 186. Такая дерьмовая ситуация складывается. Скоро уже тут парень. Ну, привет.
IKEA nesting instinct. Wait, is that what this is, or am I just being practical?
Чего расскажешь хорошего?
I still have lots and lots of monolith patches. I laid waste to an entire horde of... So I'll stash a whole bunch of these. And keep 18 on me. Now, should I buy some medical supplies? Maybe later. And there's the recipient. They did make it to garbage. Let's see if they get their full self killed to death the moment I step. The moment I set foot, not step foot, set foot in garbage. You either step or you set foot. Never do you step foot. I'm so tired of hearing people say that. And that's a recent phenomenon, too. I don't ever recall hearing anyone use the phrase step foot until recent years. I don't know when exactly the fad started, but it needs to end. because it's indicative of the sort of incompetence that represents a slouching toward idiocracy. Which needs to be opposed if we seek to uphold civilization. Uphold the pillars of civilization. One of those pillars being language and communication. Because when communication breaks down, civility breaks down. And when civility breaks down, we break down. There's my my inner duty sergeant speaking, probably.
Oh, great. Why does this happen? Quick save. Quick load.
Nice weather is gone. No. The nice weather is still there. That's unexpected. Don't walk into a thing. Okay, good. I probably forgot to bring a bunch of junk to sell at the flea market. The Enclave, eh? Go deal with this before they wander into the cordon, and I have to go. I myself have to end up wandering all over BFE, if people still use that expression. I don't think that's a commonly used expression anymore. Seriously? Do-over. Yeah, I'm not wasting bandages. I have 8 bandages. One of these days I'm going to have to start using weapons that kill faster. I can't keep forcing myself to deal with this. I know. You're the one who had to choose Recon Scout, Judd. It's your own fault. Because normally by this point in the game you'd be using... Well... Normally, you'd be making use of shotguns. Here I am referring to myself in the third person. referring to myself in the third person like a crazy go-nuts maniac. Cursed vodka, only good for its resale value. Good beer, though. Likely a Pilsner, as I've pointed out before. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. It could be... It's definitely some kind of lager if it comes in a green glass bottle. Well, at least you've got yourself a bodyguard. I could do this, but it wouldn't pay much, and I don't feel like doing it. And, as per typical, I'm one piece short of what I need. Why do you say why do you say as per typical? What kind of nerd says that? To which I respond, exactly. I may be a nerd, but I'm not a dweeb. I never fasten the top button of a button front shirt. I never wear a tie of any sort, with the exception of a bolo tie on occasion. Which isn't really a tie, but more of a medallion. I don't even know why they bother calling it a tie when it's not a tie. And the fact that it's not a tie is good, because the necktie is a symbol of slavery and oppression. Just like high heels. Neckties and high heels are affectations of the ruling class, but they're also symbols of slavery. And I have a detectron. I should start pressing it into service. But right now I have more pressing matters to attend to. By the way, I think that rule about not ending sentences with a preposition has been rescinded. And rightly so, because it's a pointless and needless rule. Just don't add a preposition at the end of a sentence when it's unneeded. And don't use hold that thought. Well, where are they? Fake stash. Have they wandered onto a different map? Wandered from one region to another? If they were over there, they would see me and would start firing at me. What? Couldn't have missed that many shots. And now I have to use a bandage. But now I've got another one of these. And a jellyfish, and he's carrying it without putting it in a protecting majig. Once again, why do NPCs do that? I have more of these than these, so I'll go ahead and use one of these. Even though now I have to... Should have bought some sausages too. Where were you hiding? Oh, well. Got a couple portions of this. I bet the Ukrainian kind tastes better. I think it has more calories too. Don't quote me on that. I need to find some more to compare them. It's not something I memorize off the top of my head, even though I have a mind for detail. Even my mind gets messed up at times. Even me with my elephant-like memory. The fact of the matter is there are just so many details. Too many. Too much effort. I can tolerate it taking more than one strike. Although that's these things are roughly equivalent to clots from the original Killing Floor, which can be taken down with one strike with an axe, even if you're not playing as a berserker. In this case, I could understand them taking 2 strikes, but never should it be more than that. Let's see if I can get some bandages or med kits off these things. I'll stash this over at Butcher's place and hopefully I won't forget it. Foot Locker. I've probably checked it before. My dad was a truck driver in the 80s. I might have talked about this in a previous episode. Or maybe that was an alternate timeline. My big bro and myself would sometimes run the route with him. To him it was a job. To us it was an adventure. We'd help him out however we could, but we'd also have fun along the way. I learned to appreciate what some might call road cuisine, or road trip cuisine. I could probably sell all of these. See how much I can get for those. I'm always encountering zombies, so I can replenish my supply of these without too much trouble. Might as well have myself a smoke. Did I stash my Geiger counter? I think I did. Yeah. That's okay. Radiation protection on this thing is plenty good. Still a clear sky. Did I have one other thing to do here? In Garbage. Finished the interdiction. Now I'll actually be able to hunt these jerkweeds down. Technically, I could have before, but now I might be able to do this. If this is the Dark Valley, then, which I think it is. Yeah. Maybe I'll go and I will do a bunch of Dark Valley things just because of that. I get them to coincide with each other. If I had checked that earlier and made sure to pay extra close attention to where everything was taking place, maybe I would have gone ahead and agreed to those several Dark Valley jobs. But I forgot that I already had one set up. I just don't feel like spending too much time in these pre-bar regions. I'm only doing it for the money, because I need to resupply before I venture north. If there's a bandit here, I might be able to do some sneaky breaky. No bandits. No problem. Next toy I want to get my mitts on is night vision. Or I might go for some better gadgets. We'll just have to see. Maybe I should detonate those. Chain reaction style. Did I just say style in the style of Dr. Zed? Totally unintentional. Now I might have enough psionic protection to get that thing that I wasn't able to get before. So I might have at least 3 things to do here in Agroprom. Gonna be having some dosh coming my way, because I've also got those 2 dud artifacts to sell to the professor. Ran right by it. Transistor, resistor. I may work for the ecologists, but I'm not really a tech guru. I have a friend who is. He built my gaming rig, which lasted me 10 years before it was finally done in by a power outage. And then he equipped me with what I'm currently using, which is an industrial-grade Dell laptop. That's probably at least 15 years old and still going strong. It's not high-end enough to run modern games like S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. But it runs all the games that I usually play just fine. All the games that I usually play are old. Or old-ish. Well, let's admit it. I'm kind of a retro head anyway. Now I'm going to open a bottle of Mountain Doom, D-E-W-M. It's one of those newfangled slim ones. 16.9 ounces. That's 0.9 more than a pint. A pint is, by the way, if we're talking beer, a pint is a proper single serving. By the way, these flashes don't really indicate how to get through this. I think you need a Farog detector in order to do this accurately without relying on happenstance. I remember the last time I was here, I was able to run in there after just a couple of tries and get to the thing that's built into the wall, the safe or whatever it is. But I didn't have enough psionic protection to withstand the psionic field. Psionic, not psionic. What did they used to make here back in the day? See if I can just slip out through. Nope. Looks like I should be able to, but I can't. Maybe right here? Yeah. And I chose just the right spot without looking. Total coincidence. But it worked in my favor this time. Happenstance doesn't usually work in my favor. I used a side swipe on that last one because a couple of wooden boards landed on top, and if I'd used an overhead strike, it wouldn't have counted as an actual strike.
Правда, он утверждал, что было это на радаре. Ну, вы понимаете.
You talk to yourself too, eh? And you're a fellow ecologist. Maybe we just have a natural habit toward that sort of thing. An Isrit ecologist guard suit topped off with a S.T.A.L.K.E.R 08 helmet. Or is it S.T.A.L.K.E.R M08? I forget. I think it's S.T.A.L.K.E.R 08, and the better one is the S.T.A.L.K.E.R M12, which is only a little bit heavier, but has overall better stats. Can I leave anything in here? Yes. I'll put my better one in there. Remember not to tear the patches off because that doesn't do anything if I'm disassembling them. I don't actually gain more patches. And yes, that still is like a splinter in my mind driving me mad. Won't bother fixing this. This is the good one. Assaulter's primary, sniper's backup. Two Recon Scout style weapons that I don't need. I have all this headgear I can't do anything with unless I fix it up and then sell it, which I'm not going to do because there won't be a profit to that. I won't get as much in return given how much it takes to fix these things up, so I'll probably just start donating them to whomever. Did I have one last thing to do here in Agroprom? Yes, this. And I still haven't found a set of this, which in Misery you can actually do something with that. High capacity magazine set. But in Anomaly, there is no weapon that has a mag capacity that can be increased with an upgrade. So why do those upgrade kits exist? The reason for existence is not just so the player can earn a little extra dosh. I'm pretty sure it's just some kind of oversight. But the fact that you can earn a little extra dosh with them, well, that's at least a little bit of a bonus. And yes, I'm using the word dosh thanks to Killing Floor, which is where I learned that word. Zoinks, it's a snoink. Come on. Even if it attacked me, it might not draw blood. Because my armor is really good. See if there's a weapon on this duty. Not a very good one. I really want to find an AK-104. I could just buy one, but I came up with that, quote, policy, closed quote, where I'm only permitting myself to buy exact duplicates of weapons that I've found. I think that's all I had to do here in Agroprom.
I see you.
What was that? Did I get damaged through a wall again? Could you imagine that happening on Iron Man? Could you imagine doing everything perfectly on Iron Man and being proficient and putting forth maximum effort to play the game perfectly in every way, and then you get killed to death by let's say, a fruit punch through a wall, which isn't supposed to happen. While I'm here, let's see if there are any marked stashes. Easter eggs. I will check some of those out. That should be good. By the way, not only is Alexander Dugan a practitioner of black magic, he's also a government-worshipping collectivist. Which makes him an idolater on top of a sorcerer. Or an idolater as well as a sorcerer. Oh, great. Let's see if I can pull this off. And not even worth the effort. Of course, I was hoping to score a set of basic tools. That's what I'm always hoping for. This is a Psy-Storm. I think they give you less time to take shelter from a Psy-Storm. Oh, of course, this would happen, of course. This is all very, very typical. The best way to even the gear I've got isn't good enough. I think you're supposed to be able to survive a Psy-Storm out in the open with a Psy helmet. But, again, I quote Sergeant Barnes, there's the way it ought to be, then there's the way it is. Anyway, I made it. Why is that a stash and that isn't? What's the point of that? Why have footlockers that don't look like other footlockers that sometimes act as stashes and sometimes don't? Why not just be consistent about it? Orderly about it. Duty-like about it. Consistency. Reliability. That's what gets shit done. Or if you want to have footlockers like this and have some be stashes and some not, put some kind of marking on them that distinguishes the stash ones from the non-stash ones. Don't think I'm asking too much here. You know, this is kind of an old mod, right? Does the oldness or the newness of a thing determine its rightness or its wrongness? No. Lawful good is lawful great. For the people, not the state. Lawful good does not trample upon the individual or stomp on the face of humanity with an iron-heeled jackboot. That's lawful evil. What does that have to do with the thing you just said before? You don't see the correlation. I don't think I'm qualified to explain it to you. Not that this here is lawful evil. This is more demonstrative, or demonstrative if you prefer. I personally think demonstrative is the better pronunciation, seeing as how it's derived from the word demonstrate. This is more demonstrative of the downside to chaotic philosophies. The fact that they don't value consistency or reliability. If it was possible to harvest anything from these birds, what do you think it would be? Is it getting that late in the day already? Yeah, 15:11. This time I remembered to look at the clock in the top left corner, right before looking at this clock. Now, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. I had 2 purple marked stashes to check out. I need to turn directly to my right and head straight west. I don't commonly think in terms of north, south, east, west in the real world. I probably should do that more often. Orient myself that way. More typically, I look for a landmark to use as a visual indicator and orient myself locally. Which might be a right brain tendency, I don't know for sure. The left brain is more acclimated toward nomenclature. The right brain is more acclimated toward visual input. They're supposed to work together. That's why Albert Einstein and Jimi Hendrix were as gifted as they were. They had better communication between the hemispheres of their brains. due to having larger... Oh, doesn't look so late in the day now. Sometimes I forget it takes a little while after those storms for the sky to brighten up again. And... southeast. South by southeast. So I need to turn... what degree... 40 to 50 degrees to my right and just travel straight in the direction of southeast. Or south by southeast. You ever see the movie North by Northwest? The famous crop duster scene that takes place in Indiana. Now mostly just south. The American Midwest is like a melting pot within a melting pot. People come here from all over the world either to visit or to settle. Either to spread their wings or plant their roots. A lot of Bosnians came here in the 90s to escape the insanity of the Balkans wars. Not specifically Indiana, but the Midwest in general. Is that basic tools? Yes, it's basic tools. Exactly what I was hoping to find. Worth it, totally worth it. Sometimes I forget just how many junction points there are because Anomaly has more. Than what most zoners would be familiar with if they've only played the core games. And that's a good thing.
I see you.
Not sure if I've ever wandered into this corner of Agroprom before. Seriously? Do-over. If I can load the grenade launcher fast enough. Couldn't even load the grenade launcher fast enough. It's one of the advantages of the GP25. It can be loaded faster because it uses caseless munitions. Now I'll do this denial thing right. Denied. I'm not putting up with this shit. I am not putting up with these ankle biters. I can't begin to describe how sick to death I am of my guns not killing fast enough. How sick to death I am of having to waste ammo on ankle biters. Where was that junction point? Oh. Well. Now I have a better orientation of aggro-prom. I just don't usually go down that way, I guess. So this is the same old junction point as usual. There are too many ankle-biting bitch-type enemies in this game, /mod. And not enough of the kind that are actually fun to battle. And the ones that are fun to battle are not as fun to battle as they could be. Partially because you can't dodge pseudo-giant pseudo-stumps with perfectly timed jumps like you should be able to, like you could do in Shadow of Chernobyl. But at least you can aim grenade launchers, even if they don't have... Hey, look, there it is again. Even if they don't have an actual sight, at least you can aim them with the host rifle's front sight, which you can't do in Stalker 2, though you should be able to. I hear tell that there's a mod that adds lying prone to Stalker 2, but I bet despite being able to do that, you still can't aim grenade launchers. Explain that to me. Someone explain that to me. How did I miss that before? I mean, the GP25 even has a visible quadrant sight. A quadrant sight visible on the in-world and in-view model. Yet you can't use it. I require an explanation. Once again, I'm exactly one short. Why is that such a regular occurrence? Exactly one short. That's like some sort of cosmic insult. though it is less insulting than not being able to aim grenade launchers. Less insulting than not being able to dodge pseudo-stomps with perfectly timed jumps. It's also a different kind of insult. But it is an insult. I don't think most gamers realize that whenever they play a game that doesn't let them aim grenade launchers, but it should, the game is insulting their intelligence. Whenever you watch a movie and you see actors leaving folding or collapsible stocks permanently in their storage position for no reason, the movie and just about everyone involved in its production is insulting you. Or at least the director and the actors, they're insulting you. The movie itself is insulting you. You should feel insulted by it, and you should levy some sort of protest. Yes, levy, not level. Don't use the word level in place of levy. Levy is the correct word. It doesn't specifically mean the levying of laws or edicts. For example, the term has a broader meaning than that. And remember, you can't go by what dictionaries say. Dictionaries define words based on how they're commonly used. Man, I picked this up too. Don't think I noticed that. Probably not going to break down all these armors. I might just donate them. Don't really know why I bothered stashing them. I don't know what I thought I was thinking. I think I see a flesh pig. Can't quite tell. I think that might... Yeah, I think that might be a swamp flesh. That's definitely a swamp flesh. Now I can tell it definitely is. I need to get these binoculars upgraded. But I don't need to prioritize that. I'd rather have night vision. Am I going to have to smoke again? The radiation still hasn't worn off. Well, if I must, then I must. Cue obligatory reference to the movie Screamers. You can increase your percentage of condition increasey fixie majiggy by using these. I didn't realize that until watching Blonde Fire. On Camelback. The basic model Camelback just isn't that good compared to the improved one. There's also a Freon emission thingamadoozer. Those are pretty good too. The higher quality ones especially. Have I read this yet? No. But now I have. One of the reasons why I'd rather just buy the things I need rather than make them is because you have to first acquire the information to find out how to make them. And along with that, you have to harvest all the stuff you need. And of course, it's good that there's the ability to do that, because you get the satisfaction of that whole MacGyver angle. But a good portion of it, you're dependent on RNG. Your success is dependent greatly on RNG being in your favor. And it's going to spend a lot of its time not being in your favor. So I don't like to make myself dependent on that kind of Malarchius Maximus. I'd rather just earn money and spend it. I might have to break down at least one of these. 10, 10, 10, 10, 11. $79.7. And I've cleaned this out, so now all that remains are mutant parts. I just remembered I was meaning to do a mission for Barkeep to get some flesh hide. I meant to pick up that mission, and I don't think I did, and I'm pretty sure I have a lump of piggy flesh hide stashed at Duty HQ. I need to see about fixing up my AK-102 and getting it converted to 5.45. Along with that, I should probably also install at least 2 reliability upgrades. I might have mentioned this before, but most weapons that can be caliber swapped. Well, decide which way you're going so we don't crash into each other. Most weapons that can be caliber swapped, it results in a reduction in reliability, which makes sense. Sales and donations. Sales and donations. Let's see if it gets me through the concrete. It didn't, but it has done that in the past and killed me by doing so. Donate all of those. Sell this. Should I get... I want to stay over 30,000 until I get paid. So I'll buy 4. Once again, my right index finger bumped the big old tractor-sized trackball wheel on my trackball. Kensington Orbit. I'll sell this to Colonel Petrenko. Just cleaning things out now. I remember years ago I was right here in this very same spot in Oblivion Lost 2010 battling bandits, and I was using a VZ-58 with a GP-25 mounted on it. Didn't launch any grenades at them. Are we about to have a storm again? Or are the clouds just dancing? I know that normal clouds can do that, but no reason to let your guard down. I might be paraphrasing or perhaps even quoting verbatim Burt Gummer. The man, the legend. See what condition my tool, 74%, that's good. These I kind of want to break down. 4%. Let's see if that's enough to withstand this. And now... Yep. And it disappeared. Reached 0%. Once that happens, it's kaput. There are some guns that won't jam until they wear all the way down to somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 5%. Once they have all of their reliability upgrades. Two I can think of off the top of my head that are like that are the AK-74M with the green camo pattern. Specifically the one with the green camo pattern. And the Galil AR-M, which is mislabeled as a Galil AR, that has a black forearm. Now, what to take back with me and what to leave. I also had more stuff to retrieve in the army warehouses. This for sure, and this. Leave one of these. 79.1, that's good enough. Now watch. An emission occur. An emission occur. An emission occur. Right as I set foot, not step foot, set foot onto the next map. Investing in psi protection. Not C protection, psi protection. Psi block, not C block, psi block. And it would be a psionic emission. Not psionic, psionic. Or psychic emission. Not psychic, psychic. It's not the Greek letter psi, or the mathematical symbol psi, which is the Greek letter. Nor is it short for pounds per square inch. So it's not enunciated as PSI like so many Earthbound fans get wrong. In Earthbound, it's also psi, PSI, short for psionic. With exactly the same meaning as in the S.T.A.L.K.E.R verse. Same abbreviation with the same meaning. It's not pounds per square inch. And it's not the Greek letter, and it's not the mathematical symbol, which is the Greek letter. So it's not C, and it's not psi. It's psi. As in psionic. I'm not being a jerkweed about this, I'm just a concerned citizen. Although people often do compare me to Dwight Schrute, I can live with that. In at least 2 workplaces, multiple coworkers told me that I reminded them of Dwight Schrute, but they always made sure to tell me that I'm like a nice version of Dwight. So I can definitely live with that. Dwight did have a tendency to be a jerkweed, but a lot of his concerns were legit. He just needed more refinement in the way he implemented them. If I put this in here without a protecting majig to put this into, it would irradiate everything in here. In real world terms, I mean. I'm glad I don't have to deal with that. Though if you did have to do that in game, it would make sense. But it would add another element of tedium. Logical but tedious. What kind should I smoke? Now I'm hungry and thirsty.
Huh?
Sell you this. Eat the enemy's lunch. But remember, the Russian people are not the enemy. The Russian state is the enemy. All the people of Eurasia and Eastern Europe are held in the grip of the Principality of Magog. The Lion of Judah will conquer the Bear of Magog. Do I have a pseudo-giant hand?
Ты рассказывай, с чем пришел.
I might as well have gone ahead and bought that 5th bottle of vodka. Of course, with the intent of trading all my vodka for 545 FMJ.
Спокойно. Чем могу помочь, сталкер?
If you've been watching these episodes regularly, you would already know that, but for all I know, you might be just now tuning in. And I'm thinking I will deliver all documents to the professor. Displaying my factional loyalty. Even though I'm not wearing the colors of my faction.
Какие новости, сталкер?
Only because of the rules of this Recon Scout playthrough. I had something to turn into. At least 2 denizens of the bar. There's one, and of course, barkeep. While I'm here, I should use one of those red box fixie-majigs. And I do mean literally a red box. To put a new barrel on my AK-102.
Even though the barrel is not specifically an AK-102 barrel. It's a generic 5.56 barrel. Which is not a thing IRL. Well, I keep gaining goodwill with both Duty and Clear Sky, and not losing any with anyone. I can definitely live with that. I do believe I have a Chimera horn. I forgot to get you, or neglected to get you, a flesh hide before. But this is even better.
Do I have a flesh hide stashed in here? My eyes don't feel like dealing with this eyesore. Or dog's breakfast, as they say in the UK or Canada. I guess because a dog doesn't care if they have, let's say, a multi-portion breakfast and the portions are all mixed together. A dog doesn't care about that.
I used to have a boxer. Back in the day. If I had to pick a favorite breed of dog, oh, that's a chunk of change right there. That's substantial. Dig it. And didn't lose any goodwill with anyone. Mercs or otherwise. If I had to pick a favorite breed of dog, the boxer. Definitely boxer. The cheat became a bandit for shame. Buy some snack foods, up over 60,000.
Getting stuff done, making money. I know I have these other snack foods, but these things are lightweight and contain a medium amount of calories. Definitely need to restock on medical supplies too. Stash this for now. I need this. I need my best 5.56 barrel. Maybe I'll take a file to it to make it even better. Oh, that's right. It's not the file that I need for that, it's... Well, I don't have the thing I need, I guess. Oh well. Screw it. Don't need this. I can start donating these helmets and such, and headgear and face gear.
Логично. Можно в это, конечно, не верить, но кто знает. Может, тот, кто за радар ходил, и может сказать. А кто реально видел здорового уме сталкеров, оттуда вернувшихся? Сейчас.
I have enough money, and this is one of my goals. I need this, and this. No. This. I have all 5, and they're in good enough condition that I might not need to fix any of these individual parts. They're at least in half condition, 50-ish%, let's say.
Привет!
Percent, let's say. Don't know why that came out as percent, let's say. Oh, should I go ahead and buy a red rifle Fixin Magog? Do you have any? You do. See what the cost of repair is. And now I have 5 uses. One for each part. Maybe I should have bought some of the things I might have needed to fix the individual parts. 68%. All right.
Bye!
You're gonna sit in my way. Yeah, I'll go ahead. Just spent a good portion of the money I just earned. But that's not a problem. This is why one earns money in the first place. I invoke the philosophy of Marcus Kincaid. Which is basically money's no good if you don't spend it. Well, you were right to... I don't care too much for you sitting in my way like that, but you were right to not sit out there like you sometimes do. I don't know what it is what determines where he parks himself when you're using his workbench / vice. And I know I can exit this way, but still, it's the principle of the thing. You ought not be making an obstacle out of yourself. It's rude. Well, that was perfect timing. Now, what should I use? This is at 77%. I'll go ahead and use up another one of these uses. $87. And that's at 87, so hops number 9. $94. See if we can get up to 97. And that'll do. That'll do, Flesh Pig. That'll do. And I got an extra percent. 98. As in 1998, the year I graduated from high school. Making progress. Need to restock on 40 mils. I'll leave 7 stashed and I'll keep 8 with me. Sell the Hercules because it ain't good for you. That's it. Again, don't make me explain what could potentially happen to you if you OD on this stuff.
Чики, брики!
That's what could happen to you. And I still have 5 figures. Stash my high grade but kind of heavy Fixin Magog. Grab 1 canteen. Grab 1, or make it a few RGD-5 grenades. I think I could subtract a couple from that. Stash 2 more batteries. I think that should do. Sell a surplus pack of smokes to barkeep.
Now I need to retrieve some stuff from
Чем могу помочь, Сталкер?
garbage and army warehouses. I don't need matches, so if I wanted to, well, scratch that, I sometimes do. Don't feel like going there. Don't feel like doing that. Or that, those might be the same. Well, I didn't really look at the details. It doesn't matter. I don't feel like doing any of that RF receiver stuff for reasons previously explained. It's too confusing with my control scheme. But I have a full deck of tools, basic, advanced, expert.
And I intend to equip Freedom's technician. With them. Oh, who's the next medic I should equip? Basic, advanced, expert. Who gets this? Oh yeah, pseudo-giant hand. You're still asking for the... Where are you, Colonel? There are no exercises for you to supervise. You don't need to be out here. Five figures. Looking good. Didn't lose any goodwill with anyone. Case for skinflint. And a full deck of tools for what's his face? Stitch? I think is his name. There's already a guy called Snitch. And Stitch sounds kind of a lot like Snitch. Snitch is the guy at the bar who offers the Toppers mission, which I really want to do. In fact, I should probably check right now. First this. Oh, well, I did lose some goodwill with the mercs from something I did previously. And there are too many friends and or neutrals in the top 10. And here I am climbing the leaderboard. I really want to do that Toppers mission, but I don't want to lapse on my lawful good or neutral good with lawful tendencies ideals. See what my payday is going to be here. Which faction's technician should I upgrade next? Probably, well, since before too long I'm going to be venturing into the northern regions of the zone. Maybe I should upgrade the technicians or the medic at Yanev Station. I think the Skadovsk technician already has a full deck of tools. If I recall, but don't quote me on that. But I'm not sure if the Skadovsk medic already has a drug-making kit. Well, I'm equipped for lugging around this weight.
Эй, сталкер, с чем пожаловал?
I should start bringing mutant meats here and amassing quantities of them. Good enough, I guess. Didn't lose any goodwill with anyone. Don't have any bandages to spare at the moment. We'll definitely buy a couple of 40 mils.
Ну рассказывай, я весь внимание. Ты рассказать чего хочешь, что ли?
Five figures. Shotguns with parachutes. Armored SMGs. Five figures again. Don't rely on bandits to supply you with tools or anything else. Bog standard entry level, those are the rarest kind. Can't do anything with the other kind until you have the bog standard entry level ones. You look like a man who can get shit done. Well, I try to be. I appreciate that. Unnecessary comma. Correct use of the word than. Then with an E would be incorrect. I see that all the time. Mad Lad. I appreciate that. I wonder, let's see. Well, there it is. Sometimes I forget that he's behind there, but his bench is right here. Probably because I usually do my repairs and upgrades at Rostock. $57909. Let's see if Lukash is interested in monolith patches. Not at the moment. But I have heaping helpings of them ready to go for when you doth desire them. I've already equipped Freedom's Medic with a set with a drug-making kit. Now I need to take this and a bunch of these things. See how many of these I can carry without overloading myself. $79.1, $79.4, 80.2 out of 80.3. Couldn't hope to do better than that. I'll take this load of stuff back to Rostock and probably spend the night in Rostock. Now I've got my AK-102 fixed up, awaiting upgrades. As a 5.56er, I don't need it. I don't need to make use of it. Because this is overall better, regardless of stats. Just the fact that it accepts a grenade launcher makes it better. But I do want a better 5.45. I would have been using the AK-105 this whole time. I would have foregone the use of the Crink entirely and instead used the AK-105. But it's like I continuously reiterate, I can't force myself to endure the reload animation. It's too insulting. I can leave those where they are. Don't really need any of their parts. Why does your character ditch the magazine? And they're not even doing a Spetsnaz reload or a wick flick or any other kind of emergency reload. They just toss the magazine away willy-nilly like an idiot for no reason. I'm talking about the reload animation for the AK-105. With the AK-104, your character, and this is also true for the 9A91, your character does that wrong-handed reload where they use their shooting hand to reload instead of their support hand, and neither of those rifles are front-heavy. So what's the point? Techniques have a purpose. There's a reason why certain things are done a certain way, especially when it comes to firearms. Oftentimes there are a few techniques, a few options you have available that all work. Versus many that do not, and some that were taught as doctrine but are now obsolete, like the ye old Soviet-style AK reload, where you do absolutely everything with your right hand, because in totalitarian collectivist societies, left-handedness is verboten, and even just doing things with your left hand is looked down upon. The Roman Empire was like that. And by the way, prejudice against left-handedness has no biblical basis. So anyone who tries to justify that using the Bible is guilty of heresy. There are even some noteworthy figures in the Bible whose left-handedness was considered like part of what made them distinct. And the tribe of Benjamin was genetically predisposed to left-handedness, and they trained to fight ambidextrously. They were also masters of all forms of ranged weaponry of their time and place. Just so happens my real name is Benjamin. I go by Ben. Some call me Benny. Mostly close friends call me Benny. And I just happen to be mix-handed. High probability of being cognitively left-handed, but I was taught to write with my right hand. Does that confuse my brain sometimes? Probably. Like, sometimes I'll go to do a thing with one hand and find that my other hand is already doing it. Or, that's probably the wrong way to describe it. That makes it sound...
В общем, хватаю Василия за ремень, бежим. Ну, сами же понимаете, с блокпоста куча народа сейчас прибежит с автоматами. Рванули через трещину заходим, полем в ближайшей роще. Добежались, в яме завалились, дышим, слушаем.
Нет, ну свобода. Анекдот натуральный. Бежал,
My two favorite 9x39 rifles. And did I have suppressors for both of them? I have the suppressor I need for this one. I don't remember whether or not I had a suppressor for this one, and if I do have one, I don't recall where I stashed it. I could sell some of my spare M203s, but I'd like to hold on to them for now. I'll definitely keep at least one spare one. Just because it seems prudent.
Время дорого. Рассказывай.
Do you want any monolith patches? Oh, I'm still not quite geared for this. One last thing remains. Night vision. Bandit patches, 9. Do I have... I don't.
Спокойно.
Wouldn't take long to get 4 of them, since I have 5 already. What was that? You canceled our conversation. You were interested in something, and then you canceled our conversation. All of a sudden, out of nowhere.
Время
Fine.
дорого. Рассказывай.
I might have had that thing you wanted. Don't mean to wake you up, but...
Чего расскажешь
I'd
хорошего?
like to get a pair of boots just like those.
Спокойно высаживаешь рожок по сектору
Depending on
обстрела.
price. If they're
Лупи по
ridiculously
кустам и
priced,
деревьям. Рожок отстреляешь
Forget
и
it,
падаешь
but-
в укрытие нас.
I'm talking about
Контролер цепляет.
really real, for reals. I'm not a biker, I just
Ты
like the
рассказывай, с
style.
чем пришел.
I'm not a biker. I'm not a biker. I just like the style of those boots. I needed to continue replenishing my supply of medical items, especially bandages.
Время дорого. Рассказывай.
And I still have over 51,000. Holding on to these various pills, even the kind I don't commonly use, just in case anyone happens to be asking for a certain quantity of them. Next episode I might retrieve some of that stuff from garbage, or maybe I'll retrieve all of it. I need to donate some of these. Maybe I'll break down those ski masks. They're not balaclavas, they're ski masks. Those are two different things. Or at least in my neck of the woods, those are two different things.
Ну,
Both of them will make your
здорово.
face and head hot if you wear them out of season. I needed to fix up my crank. It's in 74% condition. Do I have anything that goes as low as 65, or will I have to buy something? I'll see about that later. Then again, if I can get that, if I can install some upgrades on that AK-102, then I can retire the crank. But that's a concern for another time. Where I lay my head is home. Breakfast. have another can of that? Yes. Take a look at these messages. Nothing really pertaining to me. 170, 13878. These are all looking good. These two not so much. But I'll see about that later. Make my hard saves. Once I get past Z, I probably won't make the one after that double A. More likely I'll just start using straight up numbers like 27 and so on. But that's a concern for another time. Till next time, catch you on the flip side.